Hey, welcome to Vaping Zone University. Today's 101 class, we're going to be going over the Einokin iTaste CLK battery and kit. First we'll unveil it, then we'll go over some features, and then we'll probably fill up one of these tanks and go over charging, and we'll have a vape. The kit itself comes with one battery, a USB charger, one tank, although two are shown here, and a wall adapter. Let's take a look at the battery. Okay, so here's our battery. It's got a nice iTaste logo there. We've got the top Ego cone threading, 510 threading on the inside. We've got a nice clicky button. 1, 2, 3. Quick clicks will turn it on. 1, 2, 3. Quick clicks will turn it off. You know it's off because the light doesn't come on. Down here at the bottom, if you'll come close, you'll see just underneath the logo, we've got a little dot. The dot indicates the voltage. All right, let's talk a little bit about charging. We have here our wall adapter that comes with the kit. When we plug in our power source and turn it on, you'll see that this red LED is on, and it will stay on continuously whenever it's plugged into a power source. As you see, when we turn the power off, the LED turns off and we're back on. We now have the USB and micro USB charging cable, the nice iTaste logo here, and we simply plug it into your power source. It can be the wall adapter, it can be your computer, any power source that's rated for a USB. We now take our micro USB and plug it into our USB port here. And when we do so, you'll see that the light blinks from red to yellow to green and then stays green. A word on your charging. This is a pass-through battery, so you can, in theory, vape while you're charging. Whenever the battery is disconnected and you're vaping, as you press the button, when it's fully charged, that LED will be green. When it is lower charge, it'll turn yellow, and when it is ready to recharge completely, that LED will be red. All right, here we have the T3D tank system from Kanger. It consists of a drip tip, a plexiglass tank, and we've got a disposable wick and coil system. We've got an Ego threaded skirt we seat the coil in. When we seat the coil, we screw it in finger tight, and then we take this part of the coil to this part of the tank, guide it in there, and seat it so where it's finger tight. And there we have the tank system. One good thing to know is you can use your own drip tip if you've got a favorite one at home. You don't have to stick with the drip tip provided by Kanger. Now let's have a look at priming the coil, fill the tank up, and we'll have a vape. All right, now let's fill our tank up. What I like to do is fully disassemble. So let's take our drip tip off and we'll set it aside. Take our Ego threading and our coil. I would take your tank and leave it upside down where the drip tip used to be. Put that on the table and set it aside for a minute. We'll come back to it. Take our coil out of the Ego threaded seat there. Grab our favorite e-liquid and our trusty paper towel. The first thing I like to do, and know that this is a dual coil, so we've got two coils and two wicks seated on top of one another. You want to make certain that your wicks are fully saturated with e-liquid. So I like to prime the wicks before I sit it on the threading. So now we've got some juice there. We'll return it finger tight to the threading, set it on top of our trusty paper towel. Then I like to take a few drops of our e-liquid, maybe, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, since it's a dual coil. Set that down in our pipe there, and we'll set it aside for a moment. Next, we take our tank that we've had sitting upside down. Notice there's this tube that runs down the center of the tank itself. That's going to be your air pipe. So we're holding our tank at a 45-degree angle. Take our favorite VZE liquid, seat the top of the bottle at the edge of the tank, and fill down the side, taking great care not to let any e-liquid get down that center pipe. As she fills up, gently rotate the tank, and we're going to fill it just till it gets to about the bottom of that inner pipe there, as you see. All the while, the top of our bottle is against the tank wall. That's about as far as you want to go. Now we've got our coil with the Ego skirt. Seat it right there on the pipe, and finger tight. You never want to over tighten. This is a plexiglass tank, and the harder you twist it, you just may break the glass, and that's never a good thing. So we'll reseat our drip tip, and now here we take the entire tank, put it to our trusty paper towel, and blow through the drip tip side like you're blowing out your candles for your birthday cake. Till it's clear. Now we've cleared the air hole of any excess e-liquid. Now we're going to set our filled tank aside 10 or 15 minutes, let it have a good opportunity to have those wicks soak up that e-liquid, and when that's done, we'll have a vape. Okay, so now we've got our tank filled and ready to vape. We've got our battery. We'll hit 3 quick clicks, turn it on. Now, whenever you connect your atomizer to your battery, be careful. Reverse thread until you've got it seated, and then connect it to just finger tightness. You don't ever want to over tighten it. Over tightening, you might break the tank. You may push down the center pin, get a bad connection. Another word to the wise: whenever you're going to put your tank and your battery in your pocket or your purse, I highly recommend you remove the atomizer and turn off the battery. 1, 2, 3, and we're off before putting it in your pocket or your purse, because 9 times out of 10 your tank is going to break or your mod will break, and then you'll have a broken mod and a pocket full of e-juice, and nobody likes that. So let's go ahead and seat this on properly. Make sure we're on. Let's take a vape. Vaping is very easy. It's not the same as smoking. Remember, we push the button, the light turns on. We take a sip like you're taking a sip out of a straw, and take a vape. That's pretty good. One thing I want to point out is, when you've got a fresh tank, you don't want to start with your voltage all the way up to 5. You probably want to start at maybe 3.5, 3.8, just to see how it vapes, because you can always turn your voltage up. However, if you start high and those coils are not fully saturated with e-liquid, you're going to have a burnt coil, and it's not going to taste too good. So remember, push, sip, vape. Well, that's all for this one. Remember, vape, don't smoke.